This video was made possible by EA Game Changers. Hey guys, and welcome to yet another speed build. Happy Sunday. Hope we are all doing well, all okay, enjoying the sunshine hopefully. It is sunny here in the UK at the moment. Don't worry, it won't last. So, our summer is only consists of 4 days. So this is our summer for the next 4 days, and then we shall be going back to normal things, rain probably. But anyway, this is the fourth and final build that I managed to do with early access to The Sims 4 Cottage Living. I almost didn't remember the title then. So thank you very much to EA for providing me an early access copy. Well, not an early access copy, but early access to it, because don't have the copy. And just want to reiterate that this is not the final software. It is not the final game. It is an early version of it, so it is all subject to change. I've been watching everyone's video, and they've been saying that in every video, and I'm like, oh god, I'm terrible. I only said that in the first one. So yeah, they are. It's early, so there can still be glitches and all that kind of stuff in there that hopefully shall be gone. But glitch, it's a computer game. There are always glitches in computer games. Name me one computer game that has no glitches. That's correct, you can't. But anyway, this one, as I said, is the last one that I built, and it was actually physically the last one that I built in the world. I had made such good progress with my other 3 builds that I'd finished them, and I was like, I have enough time to make another one. And I think I started this at maybe 8 o'clock at night. And then it was fully finished before I went to bed. So I was like, yay to building. I thought I was only going to be able to do the modern one. I built the modern one the first part of this day. Actually, no, not the first part. The previous day I'd started it and I finished it in the daytime. And then I did this one in the evening. And this build I actually found on Pinterest, on Instagram, and I follow a property company that has lots of country houses for sale. I follow them for quite a while, and they have the best inspiration images, and I fell in love with this cottage, and it's called, I think, April Cottage. It's based in Castlecombe. Yeah, that's the one. And I fell in love with it, and then I looked back at my photos that I took in Castlecombe, and I found the exact same photo that I had taken myself. So I was like, it was meant to be. It's super cute, but it's called April Cottage in real life, I think. But for this, we are going to call it Bunny Cottage because it has little bunnies running across the top of the roof. Now, I just want to formally apologise because I did plan on, I think, bringing out the bunnies for Bunny Cottage. I thought it was very, very apt. But it is currently Saturday morning. It's 10:16, and I've got a lot of work to do, and I don't have time to make myself look good for face cam. Plus, defer the bunnies. They are going through a huge molt right now, and the 2 of them kind of look like hedgehogs, more like bunnies, more than bunnies. So yes, I have enough time to brush said bunnies, but I don't have enough time to make myself look cute. So I'm afraid it's just a voiceover. I was going to do for the first time face cam for a speed build, but we didn't quite make it that far. Time is restricted. Yesterday I was doing CC, that's the one, and we announced our next collaboration. If you haven't seen it, I didn't actually put it up on YouTube. That reminds me, I shall put it up today, which is Saturday, so you'll have seen it on my community tab yesterday, because I will do it today, I promise I will. I just need to make a different format for YouTube because they crop it to a square. So I need to change the format of our announcement. But we announced that we are going to be doing, myself and Felixander, it feels weird to call him that, it's just Felix to me, going to be doing another collaboration. Now, we were supposed to do a bedroom. like I said, when we did the living room, that the next collab was going to be a bedroom. But then we were like, nah, bruv. Don't feel like it. Actually, no. Really, we were like, we don't have an inspiration for a bedroom. And we really need some kind of vibe or inspiration to springboard us into a set. But when I found out that the new world was going to be British AF, both myself and Felix decided that we were very much inspired by this pack to create something of our own. So that is why the inspiration is most definitely from the Sims team, bringing us Henford on Bagley. And I just want to say, so our collab is called Organic. In case you were wondering how to say it, is Organic. Okay, it's this. I'll take mispronunciation. It's fine. Okay, you could also call it Organic if you wanted. If you wanted to ignore the accent over the A, you could do that. But yeah, our new collaboration is Organic, and it's a word that we say to each other very, very much when meshing, and we say, oh, it's a little bit organic. And so I said that in my Villa Sentinel, I think, or Sentinel. I've forgotten how to say that word. Anyway, my Italian villa. Wow, I added an extra L in there. My Italian villa, I said the word organic, and someone was like, you should name the next set of that and just have it as plants. Well, no, we are not making a plant set. We are making a country living set. We're going to call it. It's not just British, it's very much European inspired. You may or may not know that Felix is from Germany. He is German AF, and so he's very much inspired by German farmhouses and stuff. And in general, we are both inspired by other European country farmhouses. Not so much French farmhouses in this, a little bit with some of the beam action. Could very much be French. But yeah, that's our vibe. The Cottage Living EP is just, it's spot on for cottages. Spot on. But another part of the country are barns. Barns and huge like farmhouses, and that's what our set is focusing in on. So yeah, it's not for little tiny builds, but of course there's going to be many items that you can use in cottages as well. So it should go like the EP and our collaboration should like complement one another. And you know, the EP will cover items that we aren't going to cover, and back and forth. I think one of the showstoppers that we've already showed would be the new functional beams and spandrels, so that you can get your beam on. So of course beams are very much a feature in cottages as well, so you can use them there. That's the great bit. And there's going to be barn doors. There's going to be traditional windows. There's going to be modern windows. I'm saying only the things that are definitely confirmed. And I've already made the modern windows. But I'm not going to say the special feature about the modern windows. You know, we're just going to have to do a little sneaky peeky and blow your minds. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to being able to use said collaboration items for a special build here on the channel. So I will be getting early access to the EP just before it releases. It's going to be like literally, I've got 23 hours to build something before embargo. That's if I want to, there's no pressure to, but I kind of want to set myself that as a time limit, because that's as much time as I want to take away from the collaboration. So you're only going to have one build here on the channel. I don't even know what it's going to be. You're going to have one build here. It's going to have CC. It's going to have all of the packs. I'm just going to indulge myself and just build. So yeah, you're going to have one more build before the EP is released. And then I will be holding off and doing another special build that will be using all of our collaboration sets and our own CC to do a build here in the new world. So yeah, that will come at the beginning of next month. just after the set is released, I then have time to do a build with our new items included to give you like, you know, easy access to a build using all of the items already. So yeah, it's cute. Maybe I should get back to this build. This build, I have to say, I am super happy with the way it turned out. And my vibe for this one started off with, like, I wanted to go cottagecore AF, which is why I did lots of flowers, and I wanted it to be just super duper cute, really, really white. I didn't end up using a lot of white, mainly on furniture rather than actually walls. I put more colour on walls, but pale colours in combination with the white. So I wanted this to be kind of like my cottagecore, but even just looking at it now, it's not cottagecore, it's so just British. It's not even cottagecore. But once I got into inside, it got even less cottagecore. It's mind you, it depends what your definition of cottagecore. Cottagecore, I feel like, is a bit cheaper. Not in a like a cheap, you know, some people say cheap as in inferior quality. I just mean cheaper than the style that I've used. So I ended up going inside and I used more traditional furniture pieces, and we kind of, I would say the inside is like English rose. This is what I'm going to call the interior. If I had a vibe for it, I'd call it English rose. So we went super duper classy at the interiors. There's like chandeliers and everything. So yeah, here we are already on the interior. Doing the kitchen here. I do end up changing the kitchen to be blue after the fact because I do the whole entire house, and then I realise that this is like kind of the only green focused room in the house, and it looks better if it was blue. So yeah, there's a lot of blue and white and light wood in this house to make it super airy. And I think personally for me, this is my favourite interior I've done with this pack. I think I just think it's really, really cute, and I enjoy doing it and having this whole light. Lots of times I steer towards lighter interiors and I make myself not do it, so I end up using darker items just so that I don't get stuck in this light interior rut. Also try not to use white on white on white on white because the game doesn't do the best job of recreating white. White is a very difficult colour to get correct in the game. Personally, when we're doing CC, we make a warmer white, so it's a bit creamier. It's a bit more like, yeah, it's just creamier. It's rather, because the lighting is already blue in the game, so when you do like a crisp white, it just ends up looking dead and a little bit cold, you know? You don't want to make it look dead. So yeah, that's why I kind of tend not to do white on white on white in the game, because I think the white that they use is pretty cold. As I said before, I'm kind of not a fan. I know everyone's demanded a white swatch and a black swatch in like every item they add into the game, which is something that they consistently have kind of been doing recently. Apart from one set, I can't remember what. But I hate the all white colour swatches. Like, it's just too flat for me. It's just, if you did white with like a very light wood or white with a grey or something, I'd be okay. But it's just like, you know, the wood on the floor, if you use that in combination with white, perfect. But they seem to just be doing like completely all white. No colour differentiation between wood or fabric, just flat white and then flat black. So yeah, I tend not really to use those because I think they look a bit too flat and dead and lifeless. So yeah, that was a long run. I don't know where I was going with that, but that was just my thoughts on it. So onto the living space. Is very much open plan, but you have like archways walking all the way through. And as you can see here, like my kitchen, as cute as it looks there in green, it doesn't quite really blend with the rest of it. There's a lot of, even in the living room that's going to be to the side where it has the green bottom half of the paneling, it's still kind of with blue, so it kind of melds all together. I kind of just liked that being the only splash of green downstairs. So yeah, you can feel free to change back. And also with the green swatch, there's like a mid-wood tone on the worktop, and I wanted it to be a little bit brighter than that in there. So yeah, but I did this staircase, and I was quite happy with the way this staircase turned out as well, just like bending it around the corner and making it all built in. I have to say, I do struggle with these new sofas, with the fact that this is a small cottage. I think this is only a 20 by 15 lot. This is a very, very small house, and, well, not very, very small, you know, it's not a tiny house, but having a 3-seater sofa, I just need a 2-seater version of this, please. Like, I don't know what the whole thing is about only putting in one version, but I can tell you now, it does not take much to make that a 2-seat sofa, and I wish they had. Please, thank you. Yeah, so the inspiration actually for this whole entire like stepping out bit at the back, where you have the French doors leading outside, I saw a image and it had like 2 sofas just in front of like these double French doors going out. And I was like, that's so cute. And I tried to do it and I ended up not being able to fit it in the way I wanted to. So really the sofa should be like at 90 degrees and kind of facing each other. Should be perpendicular to the fireplace rather than parallel to it. And I failed at it. So I just had to do a regular interior, which was kind of disappointing. Like I worked in that whole hexagon, like extra, I don't know how many sides that thing is meant to have when it's finished. The extra little bump out, I made that with the diagonal walls. Like that was one thing I really wanted to put in so that I could have the 2 sofas, and then my room wasn't really big enough to do it. And I like 2-seater sofas, I could have done it because then there would have been it would have looked like there was plenty of space for your sim to kind of navigate around them and go through this archway into this little reading nooky bit, this little office. I'm going to call it a reading nook that happens to have a computer in there. That's what we'll kind of call it. Oh yeah, I changed it to yellow before I changed it to blue. So as you can see, I'm still going around and kind of changing the colours. I didn't want too much white, but I still wanted to be kind of fresh and clean looking. But yeah, so one other thing I wanted to cover is in my last video, I went on like a mini rant about not building American farmhouses in Henford and Bagley, and I think a lot of you took me a little bit too seriously. Just want you to say that this is not the next social injustice of 2021, not being able to build American farmhouses in Henford and Bagley. I was simply asking, the sentiment is, yeah, it would be nice if people maybe put in a bit of effort to build something that isn't in their style. If they're not from Europe, to build in a European style in the New World would be nice, As they say, life begins at the edge of your comfort zone. So like I took that approach with Snowy Escape. I took time to kind of research about another culture that isn't mine, and I think if there's something that the world needs more, is a little bit of research about other people's cultures. No offense. Yeah, that would be lovely if people could take it as a kind of opportunity to learn a little bit about something that isn't theirs. Sometimes we get a little bit stuck in our own comfort zone of wanting to just stay with what's familiar to us rather than expanding to new horizons. It would be nice if you guys could just, maybe one or two of you could decide to expand to new horizons. I did say, if you don't do it, I'm going to mute you. Was I serious? No. Like, dude, please. Life is not that serious. I'm not about to mute someone because they built an American farmhouse in a fictional world in The Sims. Okay, so just take a breath, take a back pedal. I'm over dramatic for effect, okay? This is what I do. This is my humour. We can be over dramatic. Maybe it's a British humour, maybe it's lost on some of you. We have quite a dry sense of humour, so I say a lot of things deadpan when I'm joking. A lot of things. So it may feel like I was very, very impassioned by this, but it wasn't. Most of the time when I see an American farmhouse, if I see an American farmhouse in this new world, I'm probably just going to facepalm, roll my eyes a little bit, and then just keep going with life, because I've got better things to be doing than correcting people, you know? And also, I don't want to have control over everyone. I am not a dictator, believe it or not. This is not a dictatorship, although I have said it is quite a few times. But I don't really care. I just think it's a nice opportunity to learn something about somebody else. It's people are like, oh, but everyone knows about England. No, they don't. Not at all. Not really, no. So maybe you want to take this to learn a little bit about our architecture styles, all that kind of stuff, including go to the pub in the world. It's got some great British grub there. It's got Yorkshire puds. You know, you can have a nice Sunday roast there at the pub. So yeah, that was my little clarification. What I said. Don't cancel me, please. Please. That's about it for my clarification on said rant. But here we are. This is the last room of the build, and we've gone gingham in here. I love a bit of gingham. I don't know if you guys call it gingham in the rest of the world. We call it gingham. Maybe you just call it check, but I call it gingham, and it's the one. Some people might call it plaid, but plaid I feel like is the one where it has extra lines. That's what I call plaid. Oh, the bed is plaid. And then also, but plaid is like also tartan as well. It's basically plaid. It's very confusing. It's very, very confusing. But yeah, oh, this is the last room. The bathroom. Yeah, again, the upstairs just carries on doing what the downstairs does. Airy, light, bright. And I just see a little old lady living in here, to be quite honest. And she has a spare room. But really, I just see her living here by herself with her flowers on the outside. So I see her as a gardener, but not so much like I'm going to plant proper things and look after them gardener. I just see her going out there and pruning her flowers, you know? She likes to go out there with her little secateurs and prune the flowers out there. And also just when you get the game, because the game is going to be out next week, probably it is on Thursday. Please check out the unlocked items because they are golden. The plants in debug are just delicious, and yeah, enjoy. I will be speaking to you hopefully before release, but anyway, screenshots. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you all very, very soon. Bye guys.